Today's video is about the movie Joker. I'm just gonna go into the movie. Overall, I did like the movie. It's not an action-packed movie, so if you're gonna watch it for action, if you haven't seen it, it's not really an action-packed movie. It's kind of a lot of violence, but towards the end. Um, anyway, let me get to what the movie's about. The movie's about the Joker, how he became the Joker. The whole movie, it goes through this dude just had a life of abuse from people, and how he was created and how actually became the Joker through a life of abuse, and I mean a lifetime of abuse. First, he was adopted at like 1 or 2 years old by a psychopath, his mother, who allowed her boyfriend to beat him constantly, and it caused him brain injuries and all kinds of other stuff. Kids bullied him, people bullied him. I mean, his body was deformed from the years of beating, and mentally, through all this, he was trying to be a good guy. I mean, he ended up taking care of his mother. Basically, the movie is just how a good guy was just turned into this psychopath through years of abuse, and the whole while he's fighting it, trying to be a good guy. Even his laugh, I don't think a lot of people caught that. In the movie, they said he had a condition which made him laugh at uncomfortable situations, basically a mental condition. But later in the movie, you realize that it wasn't a mental condition that made him do that. It was because he was really a psychopath on the inside, and he thought uncomfortable situations were funny, but he tried to stop it because he's fighting to be a good guy, and he just couldn't control it. He found murder funny. He found abuse funny. He found things like that hilarious. And he explained that later in the movie on the talk show, and then again with the psychiatrist when she asked him about the joke. He says, "You wouldn't get it." Because he finally understood that he was different from other people. He became who he was, which was the purpose of the movie, for Joker to become the Joker. Um, the now that I really think about the movie, they did a lot of calling out to other movies. Like him and his mother's relationship was kind of like a Norman Bates, except she wasn't dead, even though he did kill her. Um, Spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen it yet. Um, well, it's kind of late for spoiler alert, but they kind of did like a Kylo Ren type character where Kylo was fighting to be a good guy, and he ended up killing his dad. Like Joker killed his mother, but that was his adopted mother, and she allowed him to be abused. So it's a little different, but still, the way he did it was crazy. Smothering her with a pillow. They kind of did like a Fight Club thing where Joker kind of fantasized about things that didn't happen. As you as a viewer, you're shocked when it happens because it's like, wait a minute, we thought y'all knew each other, but no. Joker fantasized whole scenes in the movie, which makes me believe that the whole movie could have been a fantasy of the Joker. Not the entire movie, but like 90% of what was going on in his head. This could just be a big elaborate fantasy. He could have been in Arkham Asylum the whole time. And that's what the joke was. He's laughing about the things he's done or is planning to do. We'll see where they go with that in the future. Um, um, yeah, again, the movie just shows a lifetime of abuse. He was abused he was adopted like at 1 or 2 years old, and was abused from that point on in his life by his mother's boyfriends. Um, he was abused by just people in society. His body was deformed. Co-workers mistreated him, lied on him. His boss was abusive, and this guy's fighting to be a good guy, but he just can't be because deep down he's just a psychopath. Uh, the talk show scene, I kind of seen it coming because he was basically you could see it coming, but it still was pretty good. Joaquin Phoenix, I thought, did a great job. I don't know moving forward, is he like the action movie type Joker? Is he going to be an action type movie Joker where he's fighting Batman? I don't know where they're going to go with it, but if it's just a standalone movie, I thought it was a great origin story. It told pretty much almost all the details, but I mean, there was a lot of filler in the movie. There's some things they could have left out. Um, And they probably could have added more, like who's his dad, who's his real mom, who's his real mom and real dad. All these things. Another thing I didn't like is they made Thomas Wayne a jerk. I don't know why they did that, and I don't know. It just didn't make sense. But they kind of made him Donald Trump. It was. I mean, I'm not being political or nothing. I'm just saying the character reminded me of a Donald Trump. They had him being a rich guy that was brash toward people who weren't rich, and the people were like the Trump supporters or Trump uh, people who didn't like Trump. A very polarizing figure, and that's kind of what happened with Joker. Made all these people rise who, I guess, who wanted to be criminals, because that's how Thomas Wayne ended up getting killed. Someone who was inspired by the Joker wearing a Joker mask. It was I don't know. I think they drew on a lot of parallels of things that was going on in society, but I could be wrong. But either way, I thought it was a good movie. It's worth a good watch. It's definitely not in like the top 10 of superhero movies or nothing, but it is a really good origin story. Not as good as Batman. The Batman Begins is not. It's not as good as that origin story, because there was way more action, and you could just go more places with a Batman than you could an adult Joker who, you didn't really see his childhood growing up, and it's just a lot of stuff that they probably could have added to the movie, and a lot of stuff they could have took out. Um, I think that's pretty much it where I want to go. Uh, Again, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. I only watched it once, so I may watch it again, and maybe I'll do another video if I feel like I left out a lot of stuff. All right, thanks for watching. I appreciate everybody, all my subscribers, all the people who watch, people who like my videos. Thank you.